The new atheists are God's prophets. So says Michael Dowd. Michael Dowd claims to be a minister, and he proclaims in pulpits, podcasts, and blog posts that the new atheists are indeed God's prophets of today. The defense of the new atheism comes from many quarters. Hardly do you find it coming from somebody within the Christian community unless those within the Christian community are using the new atheist thesis as a way of showing how absolutely bankrupt the atheists are. If atheism is indeed true, and that we evolved from pond scum, in fact you have to go back even further than that, something less than pond scum, then we are nothing more than bags of meat and bones with electricity coursing through us. But what the new atheists want to do is to claim that somehow they can maintain their naturalistic, materialistic, atheistic worldview, and they can give some sort of moral order to it based upon these operating assumptions of pure materialism. This is impossible. If an atheist is in fact true to his operating assumptions, he cannot account for morality. Now again, this doesn't mean that an atheist is by definition immoral. It simply means that an atheist cannot, given the basic assumptions of his atheistic worldview, account for morality. And Michael Dowd goes on in this particular article called "Thank God for the New Atheists." He writes this. He says, "Let the story of evolution be told in ways that engender familial love and gratitude, that we are related to everything, not just monkeys, but jellyfish and zucchini too." Now, Dowd is not the first person to claim that Homo sapiens are kin to a whole host of lesser species, including pond scum. If you're going to be a real evolutionist, a consistent evolutionist, then you must believe that we evolved from nothing. But we won't go back that far. And of course, if we are nothing more than meat machines, then we have no more intrinsic value than the innards of gutted fish. And there really is no meaning to our life. And Richard Dawkins in fact, sums this up better than Dowd does, but he's coming from a more consistent perspective. He's coming from an evolutionary set of assumptions. And this is what Dawkins writes: "Evolution is a fact, beyond reasonable doubt, beyond serious doubt, beyond sane, informed, intelligent doubt. Beyond doubt, evolution is a fact. The evidence for evolution is at least as strong as the evidence for the Holocaust, even allowing for eyewitnesses to the Holocaust. It is the plain truth that we are cousins of chimpanzees, somewhat more distant cousins of monkeys, more distant cousins still of aardvarks and manatees, yet more distant cousins of bananas and turnips. Continue the list as long as desired." Of course, he has to maintain this. He has to maintain this because in the eons of time past, we evolved from inanimate matter to animate matter, from the simplest life form to the more complex life form that we see around us today. And so we are related to everything. Of course, the problem with that operating assumption is that then how does one justify eating a zucchini or a banana? Evolutionists have said that bananas consist of 50% of our DNA, that there's similarities with the banana. Well, the banana may be an evolving species that will one day become human, and we're cutting that banana's life form off. But when you get to the bottom of all this, you begin to see how desperate these people are in trying to make their case. When someone like Dawkins makes a statement like, evolution is a fact beyond reasonable doubt, beyond serious doubt, beyond sane, informed, intelligent doubt, beyond doubt, evolution is a fact. One begins to see that he protests a bit too much. He thinks by pronouncing this incantation over what he believes is the truth about evolution, that somehow it's going to be a fact. And so what he does here, in order to put this in the context where you can't doubt it, you can't doubt it on philosophical, logical, or scientific means. So he's got to throw in this thing about the Holocaust. And so if you are a denier of evolution based upon philosophy and logic and on science and, of course, religious presuppositions as well and moral assumptions, then you are a Holocaust denier. And we know what happens to Holocaust deniers. We heard about the individual case where a man I think he ended up going to jail because he wrote a book denying the Holocaust. Anybody who denies the Holocaust in parts of Europe can go to jail for saying that. So now we've got, if you deny evolution, well, you're a Holocaust denier. This is the same thing that's happened with global warming enthusiasts. They're denying the evidence just like a Holocaust denier. And so, this is very similar to what you encounter when you debate somebody on race. No, you're just you're a racist. Or if you debate with somebody on homosexuality, well, you're just a homophobe. This is designed to stop the debate. The facts are irrelevant to the case. Just call somebody a Holocaust denier, call somebody an evolution denier, call somebody a global warming denier, and then therefore you are put in the same category as a Holocaust denier. And an example of this, here's Ellen Goodman and her attempt to make skeptics of man-made global warming into blood brothers of Nazis. I would like to say we're at a point where global warming is impossible to deny. Let's just say that global warming deniers are now on a par with Holocaust deniers, though one denies the past and other denies the present and future. And so this is the tactic of, this is what's happened to the scientific community today. It's no longer a debate over facts and theories. It's a debate put into the realm of non-debate. You cannot debate this anymore. To do so puts you in a category of denying the Holocaust and makes you a blood brother of the Nazis. Now, the major, of course, problem with all this and comparing this with the Holocaust is quite simple. And in fact, consider this. Dawkins says, we have no evidence about what the first steps in making life was. He says there's no evidence about what the first step in making life was. But we do know the kind of step it must have been. It must have been whatever it took to get natural selection started. Before that first step, the sorts of improvement that only natural selection can achieve were impossible. And that means that was the key step. Now, so here you see here, where Dawkins has to say, we have no evidence about what the first step in making life was. So how in the world can the evolutionary theory be compared to a Holocaust denier? Here we can go over to Europe today and we can see the gas ovens, we can see the concentration camps. We have reports of those who were in fact actually in these concentration camps, who saw this take place. We have Holocaust survivors. We have those who had numbers tattooed on their arms. We have film footage of the emaciated bodies of Jews. We have this physical evidence. We have enough evidence to make the claim that the Holocaust took place. Now, we could debate as to how many, and people have done this, or how many starved to death over against how many were purposely incinerated. That isn't the issue here. The Holocaust took place. Somewhere up in the neighborhood of 6 million Jews were killed as a result of this. So to compare the Holocaust to evolution, when someone like Dawkins himself says that we have no evidence about the first step in making life. Well, if we don't have any evidence about the first step in making life, then we don't have any evidence for evolution. It doesn't exist. And so this whole idea for a minister to thank God for the new atheists and to put us on the same platform with a zucchini or a banana or a chimpanzee just shows you the absurdity that people will go through in order to gain respectability within the scientific community. And so evolution, not to believe in evolution, is nothing close to denying the Holocaust.
American Vision is proud to present this year's Worldview Super Conference, July 21st through 24th, at North Metro Church, Marietta, Georgia. For more information, visit conference.americanvision.org. That's conference.americanvision.org.